out today. Ame Gakita. Alright. Alright, first thing first, I would have to apologize to the listeners. I really say was it something that I expecting to do? Especially multiverse like kind of like went out early afternoon, considering that there was quite a lot of stuff that all this thing, and kind of like just reached back home 2-3 hours ago, and then kind of like just after meal just wanted to rest out all this thing in the Maki-san holiday house day. So let's just say that today I'm pretty sure there is a new event in Genshin, but I'm probably gonna just do the new character story quest first, hoping to finish that one out, and then, if possible, get to do the quest for the if there is time. But because technically, my character story kind of lasts out to 3 hours, so that is gonna take quite a long while. So right now, I also need to make sure that I can do whatever I can along the line, if not people will. So, okay. First thing first, gonna spend a little bit of resin, just barely enough for actually more like I got. Just gonna kill just a little bit. Considering that actually I want to make sure that I want to do a quest in a way, so. But at the same time, it's kind of funny that the feeling 50-50 and not getting her because it was like a success in a good way. So I guess it's like the failure on the lot was activated in a good way, I guess. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm using a good team. Maybe we'll just I think that's nothing. I need to make sure at least the timing should be around more than a in hours. Okay, that's more than enough. Just wanted to, actually I should just do 2, but okay. First thing first, going to at least focus on the event not the event story. I mean, technically they have this event out. How interesting that they showcasing this one. Wait, surely not. Let's see. If I jump to Montana. Oh no, wait, I need to speak to specific people. Fine. Although I have to be honest, so I'm actually quite sure that people actually managed to like 100% the new area temple of space, and I was like, wow, damn. It's not that big in a way. I mean, like, technically, if anyone wondering, right, I actually managed to did a bit of exploration is already like 36% already, and if you are talking about the new area in Montage, so far already like 53%, and more so is like the most area that I visit was actually only this top area already only, and this top area was already like giving out like freaking 53%. I was like, wow, damn. So I guess this whole area don't have nothing much along the line, although it's kind of interesting that this map, right, this area of the map very familiar to this area in a way, because it's like there is tree camp, there is a big pot, one of them is a big pot, and in this area there is one of the camp that has a big pot, a bit hot along the line. But the only different I would definitely have to say it would be I think it would be best to say that that is one local legend. It's kind of interesting. A local legend, not in anywhere else but Montage, and I was like, wow, damn. And it's also pretty near to Montage itself in a good, in not in a good way. And imagine like the monsters go around and start attacking Montage. It's like, wow, damn, man. Okay, I guess we'll let it auto. She is a teacher? Huh.
そんなの簡単だよ。ホワイトベリーとかソマルの実とか食べられるものは結構あるぜ。
Everything. But damn. Of all things that can I not take? Okay, go. At least I can take a screenshot. I was like worried about that. And the cute little Gion constructor. Kawaii. Kawaii na. Appears on holiday. How's the day? At the very least, this is quite a cute thing that we can definitely look to enjoy. The new cute character. It's such a cute little new character that we will be enjoying. 皆さん、
色からすると食べられそうだけどな。毒はなさそうだし。
The thing is that every time they show mushroom, food. 正解です。It's spicy. Oh, you ate a spicy noodle. Good. I ate quite a spicy burger today, but at least I don't need to eat the whole. I kind of like eat half of it only though. She gave us some holiday. 怖すぎる。
野外での冒険は大変なんです。次はこれ。この植物が何かわかる人はいますか？
いますか？Brown cat mushroom. Oh.
ビンテルソウの葉っぱかな。
Had a neat favorite pack. Hey, at least you enjoyed it. I think that would be a good thing, though. Especially like more towards like you get to eat the good delicious food. Is it not? I think Nani? Well, impressive knowledge, my one.
フラッグシップで美味しいものを食べてた時にバーテンダーのデミアンが教えてくれたんだ。ルーレットカクテルの一杯にもビンテルソウを使って。
Are you alright now though? I mean like eating spicy food. Kimi wa. Hi. Ice.
今日のクイズコーナーには強敵が来たみたいですね。それでは次の質問です。準備はいいですか？
準備いいですか？
何でも来い。
冒険
に出るときはコンパスとマップが必要です。
She's wearing her glasses now. マジかよ。Screenshot that. You wear glasses? I also wear glasses. そういう意味か。
しかもとても安いとか。へへん。もう調べはついてるんだ。あそこの店主はいつも粗悪品をいいものだって嘘ついて騙して売りつけてるんだぞ。でもいくら質のいいマップやコンパスがあっても野外では危ない目に遭うことがあります。もし倒せない魔物に目をつけられたらどうすればいいでしょう？そうです。ライトキーパーの本職はワイルドハントの最大に対処することですが、
she don't stay in that post that long. It might be a good moment to take a screenshot.
彼らに助けを求めましょう。ちなみにとある冒険者は 修行の移住の縄張り意識を利用して魔物をそこに誘い込み、お互いに戦わせました。でもこの方法はおすすめしません。両方から攻撃されるってこともありえますから。さあ、それでは最後の質問です。よく聞いてくださいね。遠くから友達が窓くらいへ遊びに来たら絶対に行くべき場所はどこでしょう？
You have a bit more trouble if other less spicy before. But at the very least, you survive it. I think that would be considered a good achievement in a way, though. Especially more towards like I don't really eat spicy food every single day. I mean, like, sure, there are some countries who actually love to eat spicy food every single day, but for me, at the very least, I only kind of eat spicy food once in a while, though. Yeah, because I understand that. Actually,
ボイニッチ商会、フラッグシップ、いい店もたくさんあるしな。
because the thing is, right, spicy foods, especially the strongest one, we always end up giving me a big stomach ache. So I can't get my stomach to be in a critical season moment or whatever along the line. It's more towards like once in a while eating some spicy food can survive. Don't want to suffer from me. I think that would be at least I would say consider a good thing along the line. Akurin-san, hello there, how's your day? So, but the issue, at the same time, it's more towards like I need to be also cautious about health along the line. Though. It's not people wondering like, am I going to eat something crazy and suffer all the time? You want some big drink now? Go and. This is one of the reasons why sometimes, if possible, I always tend to drink sassy drink or maybe like Coca-Cola after some spicy food, if possible. Just rushing bought, so you're shrimp hopping. Up and around, in the world, going around.
明日からは草月の里で試合に参加するので、質問は冒険者協会にお願いしますね。他の顧問が答えてくれますから。
お疲れ様ね。I'm kind of curious about this new.
私のペースについてこられる冒険者なんてなかなかいませんよ。
It's so kind of interesting that she is not just only a supervisor. Oh my. Oh no. I'm
お前もいろんなこと知ってるんだな。さすが冒険者協会の顧問。
Oh my, this is one good thumbnail to use. Okay. Just on the surface, whether will spicy food always end up making me suffer? If you're talking about Ghost Pepper level onwards, that one definitely will make me suffer. But if we say like normal average spicy, where I will taste the spicy, but still alright that my stomach can bear it, I think it should be fine though. So at the very least in Singapore, I don't think we'll get to see those R18 curry along the line anymore. So I think at the very least I should be able to survive most of the spicy food, but it's just that you guys will still hear me crying over the spicy taste. Like it's always thinking my nose. Like you guys see me did the spicy food challenge recently, and it's more towards like all these things. But the reason why I kind of drink like not really drink milk or whatever is like normally I'll try to drink water first to wash away the oil, but if can't, then I'll drink Coca-Cola or sassy drink like carbonated drink. It's actually more towards to kind of like use the sparkling moment to wash away the oils that is stuck on my mouth. But I mean like technically another way is actually just drink lemonade, but most of the time I only have like Coca-Cola, so I always tend to go for this that is more easier. And the thing that it is kind of interesting that Linia is in love with Paimon. なんなんだよ。なんだぞね。
さっきからずっと聞きたかったんですけど。
怖いけど。
頭が良くて可愛いし、飛び回ってるし。
Oh, she can fly around.
触らせてもらえませんか？
Paimon running over. Oh my.
怖がらなくていいよ。私は悪い人じゃないからね。ほら、一緒においで。
Please go back to acting like a teacher.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと調子に乗っちゃいました。
はい。At least she's now very a good thing, I guess.
本当に怪しいものじゃないので、お詫びに
本当に
美味しいものをご馳走させてください。はい。ちょうど染まるケーキを頼んでありました。びっくりした。
びっくりした。
情熱的っていうか、なんていうか、こんなやつ初めてだぞ。授業中からずっと気になってたんですけど、我慢できなくなっちゃって。
So she is a kind of person called
二人の出会いのお話を聞かせてもらえますか？
those who are actually more on like, oh, I see something I just noticed, and then she will be falling to it. Like, how we met? This scene, I haven't seen this for quite a long while. How we meet Paimon? You fished again.
こんなに可愛い子、海から釣り上げたんですか？場所を教えてもらえませんか？生きてるうちに絶対にその浜辺へ行ってみたいです。何考えてんだ。オイラは唯一無二の存在だぞ。お前があそこで何十年待った。
Oh, please, let me see Paimon. I'm kind of curious in the way, like the origin of Paimon now. Anyway.
肝心なことを忘れるとこだったぜ。オイラたちも密会の神達祭に参加したいんだけど、キャサリンにお前に相談してみろって勧められたんだ。お前の相棒はこいつだろ？
That one he kill anything though.
はい。この子はルミって言います。頼れる相棒なんです。
But even so, it's
よ。お二人はナドクライよりもさらに北の地に行かれたことはありますか？
half of no
まだ
cry.
行ったことないな。もしかしてこいつは北の凍土から来たのか？そうなんです。広大な凍土でよく見られるのが6種類のフェイです。
Wait, what?
この子はその中の一種でジャックフロストと呼ばれています。
Jeff Force.
霜ってついてると冷たそうな生き物をイメージするけど、こいつはどう見てもそんな感じしないぞ。鋭いね。ルミは普通のジャックフロストとは違って特別なんです。私が最初にこの子と出会った時、この子はへんてこな落書きの書かれた紙の殻をかぶってました。普通のジャックフロストに紛れ込もうとしてたみたいです。しばらく観察してたら見た目が変わっている。
それで、
意地悪なジャックフロストたちがみんなでこの子をいじめてることに気づきました。この子が集めた食べ物を奪ったり、寝床を横取りしたり。ルミはそのジャックフロストたちにかなわなかったけど、行く場所もなかったから誰も欲しがらない段ボールを集めて青く塗り、頭にかぶって群れに紛れ込んでいました。気づかれると殴られるからいつもビクビクしてました。ある日雨宿りしている時に私にくっついてきて、それで相棒になったんです。そうだったのか。大変だったな、ルミ。 どうしてルミは普通のジャックフロストと違うのか、私はずっとこの問題を研究しています。突然変異か、先祖返りか、それとも何らかの呪いなのか、いつか答えを見つけます。
Don't worry, I catch that when how do you see it?
私たちは心が
If
通
you
じ合った
can
友
use
達
her
ですけどね。
well, she can
試
do
合
a lot
に
of
参加
damage
する
to
なら仲良しの子を選ぶのが一番ですよ。そうでないと関係を築くのにすごく時間がかかるし、試合でいい成績を取るのは難しいです。仲良しの動物の仲間か。いっぱい思い浮かぶぞ。誰と参加するのがいいと思う？
Consider this carefully. Okay. Of all things that we can come across, it has to be this one.
あれ？アグワラ！
And girl,
どうして出てきちゃったんだ？
you want to join the competition?
ナタのテペトルコリュウですね。かわいい。
The funny question is, how did you even come the way here though?
きっといい仲間なんですね。
I saw this. Yeah. So we are gonna use the fight
もうすっかり仲良しだな。これからも仲良くするんだぞ。この子たちは人懐っこいですから、きっとすぐ
we're
に
gonna have a
友達になれるでしょう
Pokemon
ね。
fight using in
それじゃあ
Genshin
早
again.
速エントリーしに行きましょうか。
Maji kayo. Last time we did is actually kind of like in Nalan. So I'm gonna assume that is. Yeah, I also need to see whether I need to get a new recipe. And a new recipe. No recipe. You know, a new recipe. Okay. I need to do it. That far. Okay, whatever it is. Oh. Okay, the number of balloons and decoration are over here, for goodness sake. Oh my. Wait. Is that Rolani? Did you actually decorate this place?
こんなにたくさんの人がエントリーするのか。旅人、ハイマン。こんなところで会えるなんて奇遇だね。
Kiku. Yeah, I'm not even more Kiku that you are here though.
みんなも試合に参加するの？そうなんです。あ、ムアラニー、久しぶりだな。リンネアと知り合いだったのか？冒険者協会の顧問さんだからね。ちょっと前にナタに来てたんだ。すっごく物知りで、私たちリン先生って呼んでるんだよ。そういえばこの前の質問の答え聞きそびれちゃった。コホラ竜とクク竜が結婚したらダイビングも飛ぶこともできるめちゃくちゃ強い竜の仲間が生まれるのかな。
Jumai, how the hell?
でも無理でしょう。あの子たち違う種だと思いますよ。
Why is she missing two different?
なら火力の集いにプロポーズしに行くお手伝いはできないみたいだよ。
Wait, what? Wait, ちょっと待って。
なんだ、お前クク竜が好きになったのか？
賑やかだと思った。
I haven't seen you for a very, very long time.
お前らの目がおかしいのか？お前、まさか試合に参加しに来たのか？
当たり前じゃねえか。俺様は苦労に苦労を重ねて、やっとこのナドイクラまで来たんだぜ。
I'm actually more surprised that of all places you have to come all the way here.
など暗いな。こんにちは。私はムアラニ。君も旅人とパイモンの友達？
おうよ、よろしくね。俺様は稲妻で一番有名な集団、荒滝派の親分、荒滝鬼カブトムシ剣闘士。
You're not using a...
すっごく長い名
Wait, is she actually
前。
using
で
that?
も荒滝派ってどこかで聞いたことあるかも。
荒
滝一斗って呼んでいいぞ。こいつはバカだからな。
バカですよね。
誰がバカだって？この白ちびすみれ売りが。
I did think that you two and Paimon had the same birthday.
君ってスミレウリの兵隊だったんですか？そうは見えませんけど。スミレウリなわけないだろう。スミレウリはオイラみたいに可愛くないぞ。
So, are you here on your own?
それがよ、荒滝派の経費が今のところ俺様の分しかなくてよ。まあ安心しろ。優勝したら賞金で忍たちも呼ぶぜ。
Okay, now I'm kind of even more curious. What kind of...
思い出した。クキシノブちゃんだよね。荒滝派のこと、
ああ
シノブちゃんから聞いたんだった。
Shinobu and Morani did
お
be...
前、俺様の顧問と知り合いなのか？
Yes?
少し前に火力の集いに飛行テストを受けに来てたんだけど、チャスカがすっごく才能のある女の子だって褒めてたよ。でも待って、そんなにすごい人が君の部下なの？
Oh.
ってことは君の実力はもっ
It-
とすごいってことじゃ
Ito
ん。
is strong,
だ
but
から私たち
this is the
本気を出さないとね。
baka.
そうだそうだ、かかってこい。俺様も誰が決勝戦の
貴
相手になるのか
様は本当にバカですよね。
楽しみだ。早くエントリーした方がいい抽選結果が出るらしいからね。俺様はお先に失礼するぜ。
あ、そうなの？ママら急ごう。
Oh no.
そんなことはありませんよ。
Morani really trusts that you
私
didn't
たちも
know.
行きましょうか。
Oh well.
旅人、気づいたか？オイラたちの友達もいっぱい来てるぞ。エントリーする前にみんなに挨拶していくか？
Anyone else? Sign up. Before we sign... Oh!
ヤボだ。お前も試合に参加するのか？
Eh? Why are you so
ヤ
sad?
フォだ。今日はあたいのことをチャンピオンヤフォだって呼んでくれ。
ちょっと待って。マジ？
あんたらは知らないだろうけど、あたいは前の密会の見学祭にも参加してたんだ。しかも見事優勝を勝ち取った。
Yeah, Kayla-chan, you didn't know, right? I don't use Konami anymore. I haven't used Konami for a bit. I don't know how many... I don't think it's not how many months, it's more like how many years. I think Kayla-chan, you didn't know, right? It's actually more towards like nowadays, I kind of like just go with alright.
今回は今までよりも参加者がはるかに多い。会場の秩序を守らねばならぬ。すでに手配しました。少し緊張しますね。緊張しますね。Other than my cat is not in my door looking at me. Oh no. みんな頼んだ。
やだら。
もし予期せぬことが起きたらすぐに知らせてくれ。
あお。あおが。キラちゃんだな。できるだよ。なんのなんの会話か。
アリスは世界の影だ。
消えることはなく、そこにあり続ける。
I mean, technically, I don't mind. 何のアドバイスが必要ですか? I normally speak in Japan, 日本語での配信ですよね。多分わかんないな。わかるのかな。カリンさん、なんですか。
俺様が先に着いたんだぜ。
私のザブザブサメ君の方が早かったよ。
ともかくまた会場で会おうぜ。負けても泣く
Right
な
now,
よ。
I have to sit in this way.
ママら、手加減しなくていいからね。
手かけか。Okay, so we need. Oh sorry. My cat wants some love, pending loving care or what's not, but it's more towards like it just want my feet over his head along the line. Do I have anyone else to speak to? Okay.
見つかいの神奪祭へのご参加、誠にありがとうございます。今回
Hi.
は参加人数が多いので、まず予選を行い、本戦に進む16名を選出いたします。予選から準決勝までの対戦相手は、すべて抽選で決められます。なお、会場は2つ用意されており、抽選で決まった対戦相手とともにランダムに割り振られます。
Oh, Kira-chan, you have no idea though.
どこでやるんだ?
The first time I didn't pull for her because of two things though.
参加できます。ご健闘をお祈りしています。
Okay, this one, the funny thing is, right, when she came out, it was during when I got the stroke and I was in the hospital, so I wasn't able to pull for her in a way. And I did try, like I only like have a few moments to try, so I actually end up pulling 150, still didn't get her. 150, okay, I remember I did 150, I couldn't get her. And then I end up getting Inefa, which came out later on, the next after skin. And I end up getting Inefa. Then for after that, when she do have a rerun, I just end up putting for her and it was like luckily I end up getting her along the line.
緊張してる？ルミ。
So it was kind of like considered I was lucky in a way though.
いいね。その勢いだよ。
But she is really like how I say it. It's like her damage is like insane good though. Like in terms of like normal attack, all these things is like normally I'll go and triple crown a character easily. Which if I want to can be done. Most of the time, most of the character is not double crown or triple. Not hardly triple crown a character nowadays. So considering that not every requirement need those along the line, but I will try to. So it's not like depending on the situation. Now I just need to wait. And now everything is different now. Nice, so I actually speak to them a long time, but okay. So we need to draw lots, and we are going to have a Pokemon fight.
最初の相手は誰になるんだろうな。
Darling,
あんまり強い相手じゃないといいけど。そしたらアグワラもゆっくり成長できるだろ。
Press to draw long. Draw. Your opponent for this match is Wow.
抽選結果が出たぞ。どれどれ、オイラたちの対戦相手は
相手は
荒滝天下第一一頭。別れたばかりなのに、もう会場で再会することになる
And
の
on the
かよ。
first round. Well, like, we won't be facing him in the final then.
とにかく油断は禁物だぞ。最初の試合なんだから勢いを見せないとな。
So, how are we gonna survive now?
君たちは第一会場なんですね。私は第二会場だったので、試合後また会いましょう。まだ序盤ですから、負けないように頑張ってくださいね。
あ
みんなとルミも頑張れよ。
I was hoping not to fight the first, but I think that we have to go through it though. I hope it's not gonna be a moment of that they're going to have like a Pokemon fight like that. Okay, I guess we are going to have the fight now.
皆様、こんにちは。今回の大会で司会をさせていただきますジェスラワです。
Okay, go ahead and enjoy your movie, Kira-chan. Hurry up and
自分のグルー
good
プは
night.
確認できたでしょうか。
I'm
今回
gonna
試合を見
enjoy
せて
this
くれるのは
fight.
旅人と相棒のアグワラ。
Ah,
そして
good.
荒滝天下第一一頭と相棒の赤紅一緒です。
こんなに早く会うことになるとはな。お前とはもっと上の会場で会いたかったぜ。
Oh,
行け赤紅一緒。
eh,
アグワラ、オイラたちの強さを見せてやれ。双方ともやる気満々ですね。
right.
それでは早速試合開始。
Okay, so we are going to have the fight. For the fire. Yeah, both athletes will command in the battle. Who HP is depleted will be disqualified. In the basic combat phase, we need to select attack move based on the information they observe. There is a counter relationship between the attack pattern. Using attack counter, the pattern will do much damage, while ensuring that you take no damage. Oh. Other than my cat really won't. In the basic combat phase, different opponents have different fighting style, but observing their movement and combining these with you can see through certain attack pattern. After a certain number of rounds have passed, or when the HP falls below a certain value, you enter a special combat phase. They must make quick decisions within a limited time to command to do a certain event. If the correct choice are made, massive damage can be dealt. Okay, so is a time zone like along the line? Oh damn, I can't believe I had to do this Pokemon fight style now. Setting out a surprise attack. Difference. Do that. Okay, that's a high enough damage. Rapid Assault. Do 2 times the damage. Nicely done. Charge attack. Do quick attack. Use ultimate? やだ。
へへ、なかなかやるじゃねえか。だがな、俺様が そう簡単にやられるわけがねえ。そろそろ俺様たちの血湧き肉踊るコンビネーション必殺技を使う時だ。
I was wondering why you don't use your freaking build the first. You can only use
赤
one.
目に一緒。俺様はかつてお前にメカの力を授けようと思ってた。だが今のお前じゃまだそれを扱えねえ。
Wait, can you even do that?
つわものと戦って成長するんだ。牛尾、俺様たちは一緒に数々の強敵を倒してきた。今俺様たちが一つになれば無双できるに決まってる。
What the hell am I watching now?
いけ
そこまで。
Using
そ
two
の
though.
牛は牛尾というのですか？
おう、文学か。
You can only use one only though.
荒滝一斗選手は他の動物を出場させたためルール違反により失格となりました。勝者は旅人とアグアラ。
He's a good leader.
各参加者は動物の仲間を1体のみ出場させられるルールです。他の選手の皆さんはご注意ください。
俺様と赤べに一緒と牛尾は一心同体だ。一人として数えるべきだろ。おい、やめてくれ。
Ah. We deal massive damage, I guess. Disqualification.
ヒヤヒヤしたけど、とにかく無事に予選を通過できたな。あ、リンネアの方はどうなってるだろうな。行ってみようぜ。それとついでに一頭慰めてやろうぜ。あいつもついてなかったな。
俺様の道まさか最初の一歩で積んでしまうとは。
You only use one.
ちゃんとルールを見ないからだぞ。
Oh, you should actually use the boot.
赤べに一緒。俺様を慰めてくれるのか。安心しろ。次は堂々と勝ち取ってやるからな。せっかくはるばるドラク内までやってきたんだ。いろいろと見て回ろうぜ。この土地の景色と人情をたっぷり味わおうじゃねえか。
だからなどくらいだって言ってんだろ。
Do you have any moral left?
それはちびすけ、俺様からちょっとお願いがあるんだが。
貸さないぞ。モラが欲しいならちゃんと自分の力で稼ぐんだな。
Good luck.
貸してもらえねえならもらえねえでいいさ。見てろよ。必ずここで大物になってやるぜ。
Damn. I think you don't need to. It doesn't need any thing to say anymore. Okay, so we are going to see her turn to I assume.
左に避けて、レミ。やっほー。どうして先が読まれてるの？すかさず反撃に出て叩きのめして。
One good moment to screenshot.
いい調子だね。行くよ。
かわいいな。
知らないって幸せね。リンネア、
お、
いずれ。
staring. That gonna be a new character.
ここまで勝負あり。勝者はリンネア選手と相棒のルミ。本戦進出おめでとうございます。
Oh my
そんな、私のイクトルソが頑張ったねルミ。旅人バイモン、試合は順調ですか？ひひ、オイラたちも勝ったぜ。
You and Lumen are really insane.
Arigatou ありがとうございます。今日はいい感じに戦いました。ルミだけじゃなくて私のコンディションも良かったです。どう言えばいいんでしょうか。時々相手の動きが読めるような感覚があって、
Yeah, looking at the rings.
何度も危機一髪で正しい判断ができたんです。
I don't
人と出会って
mind.
から時々こんな状態になるんです。
Hello, you have to understand one thing is that in my stream there is always never a lot of viewers. I'm kinda used to it for 5 years already.
今日は私のおごりです。
There is one thing that I can never deny. From the and Sky can be the most evil action. I mean, technically, if you're actually considering that the most simple thing, right, creation kind of like depends from people to people. I'm not saying like it has to be like, oh, I want this, I want that, or I want that, I want this. Trying more towards like, in terms of like earlier, I should say, the most evil creation stuff along the line. It's actually more towards like, in my point of view, right, it's actually something that people do not like. Like whether we all agree or not, it's actually the one thing is right. If people disagree with you, you end up thinking that the person is bad or evil or something. Is just kind of like going out with all those things along the line, and it's actually more towards like the most evil faction, and it's actually more towards like who are we going to highlight is the most evil faction, because the thing is right, in history, as an observer of this world, the one thing is that when we look at the history throughout the years,
ご注文は何になさいますか？
history is written by one thing and is written by the winner, whether we all like it or not. Even for me, when there is a moment of like I know who is going to win, and the history is one of people saying like, oh, what is the loser? What did the loser do along the line? And then the thing is right, there is always people who pity on the loser, and there is also people who say that the winner is being arrogant, all these things. So it's really the issue on hand, right? It's not the deep law. No, law is still very important. Don't get me wrong. It's actually more towards like understanding the full actual story, and then we have to decide like who are we standing for. So like the thing is right, when people ask me, especially more towards when I was writing Japanese novel back when in Japan, there was a lot of things I had to be very cautious. I have to be cautious on when I was like writing the enemy, because I don't want people to have saying like, hey, the enemy is someone that is evil, is whatever. Or it's actually more towards on like making sure that the story is someone that people can understand that is someone that you do not like along the line there. So law-wise, it's still very important, don't get me wrong. But it's more towards like when we who is the most evil one is kind of like the problem in a way. I think my cat needs food. I'm gonna move and give my cat the food. I actually give you food already though. I wonder why you still need food. ちょっと待って。 Okay, I'm back. I need to make sure that I put everything back out properly. Okay. If then, what can I
任せ
get?
るよ。今日は私のおごり。予選を無事に突破したお祝いなんだ。
そうか。なら得意料理を振る舞おう。おしゃべりでもして待っててくれ。
すみません、注文を。
はーい、今行きます。じゃあ手伝いに行ってくるね。ミニューお姉ちゃん、また遊ぼうね。リンネはここの人たちと仲がいいんだな。あ、授業の時もここは昔の家だって言ってたよな。はい、両親がいなくなってから私はずっとホラガイ団のみんなとここで暮らしてきました。
What the?
そういう意味じゃありません。まだ元気に生きていますよ。ただ私のそばにいないだけです。そういえば、
Hey.
まだ私の身の上話をしていませんでしたね。気づいてましたよね。私の頭には翼が一対あるんです。人ならざる者の証明です。そうだな。確かに気になってたぜ。でも聞いていいのか？はい。もうずっと昔の話です。子供の頃はこの翼もまだ目立たなくて、ちょっと跳ねた髪の毛みたいな感じでした。だから当時は私に何か特別なところがあるなんて誰も疑いませんでした。パパとママも忙しくて気づきもしませんでした。でも私自身はずっとなんか変だなって感じていたんです。私には不思議なところがいろいろあって、周りの友達とは全然違っていましたから。その後本の中でとある伝説を見つけました。鳥飼い語についての伝説です。鳥飼い語？なんだそれ。
Changed.
北に住むフェイの中には人間の子供を連れ去って自分の子
Technically,
供とこっ
Mew
そり
had
す
chance in the moves Iwakagari based on Kyuka, but psychological evil and still win that. I mean, like, if we use that logic, it's actually more towards like this. You know, we have to like consider like, oh, hey, there's a lot of like even great leader also considered like evil in a way, is it not? Like the number of people who die and well they are in the rule in a way is like considered, isn't that the same logic in a way? And it's actually more towards like evilness. It's actually kind of like it really depends from how you look at it though. Like for me it's more towards like as an observer of this world, it's like there is a lot of things that even I myself can't really highlight, that even the most kind person in the world can actually have a kill count like indirectly based on their kindness in the way though. So it's really kind of like depends on how you guys look at it on the word evilness. Not saying like evil is always like the way to go or whatever. That's one of the reason funny way that especially when I was like studying in Japan for light novel writing, my sensei actually at the time was actually telling me that the way I think is kind of like unique in the point of view is actually more towards like she also noticed that the way I was able to come up with the story at the time was that she noticed that I was able to even make an evil character look good in a way. Not saying like the character is evil, is still evil. But it's just that it became like the one thing that a lot of time that even writing a story, right, it's actually more towards like how are you going to write a character that is not hateable, or more towards like people may end up liking, like like is people may end up saying like, hey, the good character, hey, we hate the good character, but end up liking the bad evil character along the line. And I think it's actually more towards that I will have to, if I have to admit that the one that gave me the inspiration of writing those kind of story back when I was like in Japan, it was actually because of the Gray Man. Because my first likable character is actually not like Alan Walker or this character. It will actually turn out to be Millennium himself. It was like the evil character, but for some reason the author was able to make Millennium a character that I end up liking in a way. So it's actually more towards like when we come on saying like is evil good or is good evil along the line. It's actually more towards like are you able to make a character in terms of like writing even like a lot of the manga and like novel is like how are we going to make a evil character that is people able to like it, or even like a good character and not people hating on it along the line. Especially more towards like if we look at nowadays, right, a lot of like manga and anime is like even like we look at Overlord, like hey, the character is evil, but why is it that people like Isengard? Because the thing is he's trying to be kind, trying to be nice, but end up people the thing he do end up being evil to many people point of view, or maybe like his underling just doing all the evil stuff around the line. So it became a problem of like, is he evil or is he being a good person? So when you say like reading the law, all these things, right, is I can understand the point of view. It's more towards like how is it gonna make the plot twist where it's actually not evil but it's actually more towards like are we actually missing out on all those things? So it's more towards like we need to be very cautious on that end, but overall it's actually kind of like things that we have to be cautious. Okay. Snowflake will secretly switch their own child with a human baby, leaving their offspring to raise while taking care. What would
伝説だけを見ると親が子供を驚かすために作った話みたいですよね。言うことを聞かないと
as a story writer, I can only say that much though. I don't have your own way of writing
そんな警
story.
告から生まれた噂話で現実的な根拠は何もないみたいな。だから私も最初は気にも留めていませんでした。でも後になって私の体にはフェイの特性がどんどん現れ始めたんです。例えばほら、私の肌にあるこの結晶はフェイにしか現れない印なんです。なるほどな。それで両親には言ったのか？まあまあ、それはこれから話しますから。最初は隠そうとしたけど勇気を出して打ち明けました。どれだけ不安でも目の前の生活と向き合わなきゃいけませんから。真実を知った両親はとても驚いて、何度も確認した末にようやく信じてくれました。その後父に相談されたんです。北へ行って自分の本当の子供を探したいんだけどいいかって。二人は本当
This
に
one
いい
I
人
to
たちで
depends on what kind of evil deed the person did though, or why is the person considered evil along the
お
line
金
though.
まで残してくれました。その後
Because the thing is, right, even for me, there are even like even I have to say this in a fair way. I seen people based on what they do,
それでも充実した日々を送っていたんです。
so far I have to even admit there are quite a few big name influencers that I even have to question their logic. Not saying like maybe they may be considered evil, not evil in some people, many people of their follower eyes, but it's actually too much like, in my point of view, what they do is considered evil in my eyes. In some, or the way they say it, that it's like they made me back the question like, are they even trying to be nice or whatever? But it's really kind of like I need to understand what kind of things.
それってリンネアのことか？もうどういう反応ですか？
リンネアは小さい頃からとても博識で理路整然としてて、みんなリンネアを
Because the thing is, right,
だからボスに選ばれたんだ。でもホラ
in
ガイ団は子供たちの集
some
ま
of
り
the
で
big
ある程度の
name
年になったら卒業するか
influencer,
ら、 今のリンネアは元ボスなんだ。
I can name quite a
その呼び
few.
方は非効率的だと思うんだけど。
The people like
今
them,
は元ボスだけど、そのうち
but I
元
never
元
liked
ボス
them
になって
from the
ひょっと
first
すると元
get
ボ
go.
スになっちゃうんじゃない
And
の？
I can definitely
そ
say
の頃に
one
は
of
俺た
them
ちも
is
ホラガイタンにはいないだろ。
Mr. Beast.
俺たちにとっての元ボスは世界でたった一人リンネアだけだよ。
なんかジーンときちゃった。
Let's say that he's kind of like
それでは
experience
チッ
as
プ
a
として
also of
2000
this
モラお納
world.
めいただければ幸いです。ミッコがもうすぐ誕生日だからみんなでお金を出し合って新しい服を買ってあげるんだ。
But that doesn't mean that my institution, the way I look at
3000
people.
モラ出してあげる。でも今回だけだよ。私もお金を貯めてるところなんだから。何のためにお金を貯めてるの？
You guys want to take our money?
大きな科学調査船を買ってみんなと一緒に世界の神秘を探求する旅に出たいんだ。いろんな国へ行ってジャングルの鼓動を感じたり、風と岩石のささやきに耳を傾けたりするの。そうしていつか私が歩けなくなったら見聞きしたことを全部まとめて博物誌を書くよ。その過程で謎が解けたらもっと最高。例えばルミって一体何なのか、それから私の本当の両親はどこにいるのかとか。
Oh, so yeah, good point. Does the change child however?
ずっと昔は夢うつつの時に何度も不思議な歌を
I'm
聞いたんです。
curious.
フェイの子よ、行きなさい。
Curious.
村や町へ行き、
Cat and I
人の友人と手を取り合いなさい。
are
フェイ
you
の世界はお前には分からぬ憂いに満ちているのだか
one
ら。
of my
それは
nine
フェイの言葉で歌われたもので、優しくて温かい歌でした。そして理由は分かりませんけど、私に自分の出自を探ってほしくないと思っていることは、
I consider that is a lot, like even like in Genshin, there is a lot of things that also make me get curious as well.
手がかりを探し歩いてみたんです。
Probably is she gonna be a new playable character?
でも
This
あ
this
そこにいる
person.
とすごく居心地が悪くて、
I wonder
い
if
つも本能的に離れたくなっちゃうんですよね。
I'm kind of curious. Is she gonna be a new playable character in future or something along the line?
私の故郷のはずなのに、まるで帰ってくるなと拒まれているような気がして、もしかして私は鳥のフェイで、だから暖かい場所の方が好きなんでしょうか。
Definitely
で
possible.
も何か別の理由があるような気がします。わからないからこそ好奇心が膨らむんです。いつか必ず真相を突き止めてみせます。今は私たちの勝利を祝いましょう。乾杯。
Oh. You don't get to see Kanato. You can't part.
いただきます。
What the Tempai Monos are doing. Okay. And he's
お腹いっぱい。みんなはどうですか？おいらもお腹いっぱいだぞい。
okay.
まだ寝るには少し早いですね。アグワラとルミに特訓してもらいましょうか。これから先の敵はもっと手強くなるでしょうし。やっほー。
Seems to get that idea.
なら早速行きましょう。
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that it's not really that a
完
dummy
全
fight,
に互角
whatever.
ですね。
Even shocking. Good thing I don't need to
おか
do
し
that.
いですね。君と対戦するとこれまでの好調さが消えてしまって、 君の動作が読めなくなるんです。
Learn a new skill. Huh?
そういえば、どうしてアグワラの尾にはリボンが結んであるんですか？どういう経緯で知り合ったんです？
それ
は話すと長くなるぜ。
The Lost in the Wood.
素晴らしい冒険をされたんですね。いつか私もルミと世界中を旅して自分だけ
Actually,
の冒
Monty
険を
was
成し遂
like,
げた
I
いです。
means the original one, the one with
未
the
知の物語が
special
たくさん待
scar.
っているはずですから。ルミも楽しみ？でももっと大事なのは君の正体を突き止めることだよ。そうすれば本当の仲間のところに連れて行ってあげられるから。そうすればもう孤独を感じなくて済む。
いや。
そろそろ休みましょうか。今日の特訓はここまでです。明日は会場で会いましょう。あ、待って。そういえば明日はまた抽選ですけど、まさかそんなに早く当たらないですよね。縁起でもないですね。それじゃまた。
Jumping to the back.
またな。美味しいもんをごちそうしてくれてありがとな。どういたしまして。おやすみなさい。
Oh.
オイラたちもフラッグシップに戻って休もうぜ。オイラちょっと眠くなってきたよ。
We have to run all the way back. Seriously. In the teapot, but oh well. Okay.
とんだおもてなしだぜ。このベリーの小道ってのを飲んでみろよ。これが人間の飲み物か？酸っぱいし渋いし、金返せってんだ。落ち着いてください、お客様。当店で使用しているベリーは最高品質のものです。渋みなどあるはずがありません。酔いが回っているようですので、少しお休みになった方が。俺が酔ってるだ？ふざけるな。今日のこの分はタダにしてもらうぞ。さもないと。
あ？さもねえとなんだ？
ああ、お前は誰だ？
俺様が誰かだって？よく聞けよ。俺様の名は
Oh.
新たき苦情ならかかってこいよ。言ったな。
何それこのボス。Normally I one thing about cutting a screenshot, but
お見事です、イットの兄貴。この調子でいけば結末のボーナスが倍になるかもしれないですよ。
I think they're trying with this with you.
心配する。ここは俺様が守ってやる。
Can't believe that he actually working like that. I wonder if return. Did anyone stay? Very yet. No book. If I've been If I believe evil is on perspective, let's see my perspective on whether or not Germany in 1940 is an evil country. Okay, let me put it in this way that it's much easier to say. Like I mentioned, we have to like the funny thing is, right, we have to, this one is kind of like something that I think many of you guys might not believe the way I say. The thing is, right, why did German at that time choose to believe in that person to the point that they end up doing all the evil crime, evil, the choosing to get people to suffer for them, getting people to die for them, to the point that it actually considered, like, right now, no matter how we look at it, is evil, right? But you have to understand from, when I say perspective, right, now we have to look from their perspective now. Why did they choose to do it? The reason is actually very simple. Because in their point of view, Britain is evil to them. France is evil to them. Soviet or USSR, previous Russia, was evil to them. And if you consider in their point of view, is that to us we are not evil, but to them we are evil. And when we actually look from our point of view, they are evil at the time, but they consider themselves not evil. So the thing is, it's not that I'm trying to say that, hey, evil is bad or whatever. It's actually more towards like good is considered good. But in my point of view as an observer of this world, a lot of people need to understand one thing is, good is only when people is benefiting and not suffering. But when there is a people suffering from it, it's already considered an evil thing. So regardless of which country think about it, if anyone is suffer from their consequences, that is considered not a good thing. And when there is not considered a good thing, you guys may consider it as evil along the line. So that's the reason why earlier I mentioned that even if person is considered good, in their when there is people dying from them, be it directly or indirectly, that is considered evil thing, is it not? Even if people say that, oh, Donald Trump caused a war and people die because of him, now can we say that is he considered evil president because he caused death? That would be a question, a debate that maybe a future scholar will start debating on it. People will be questioning this and saying all these things. But in my point of view, would be like, what do you guys think? Isn't that a questionable thing, right? So it's actually kind of like, again, the thing is, directly or indirectly, it's more towards like, can we deny the fact that he's also, like Donald Trump is trying to say that he's trying to bring good and beneficial thing to America? Is that not a good thing along the line? Is that considered evil thing along the line? Or is like, if people going to deny that along the line? So a lot of things where we also have to be very, very careful that whether we want to say that is the victory written by the victory, or is it something that we have to be very cautious about? One of the things, like Person, you have to understand one thing is that history is not only written by the winner, but it's also written as a observer of this world. I really observe a lot of things throughout the history. I do know one thing is that people can never deny what they anymore. That's the thing. And we have to be very, very cautious over the internet is that whatever people say, even high-end influencer may end up saying things that people will end up saying that, hey, you say this, why is it that out of nowhere people still believe him? we can even say that Hassan Piper, like in many people's point of view, he's an evil person. Do I believe he's an evil person? To me, I will tell you guys one thing. Hassan Piper, in my point of view, is a top class liar. But will I say he's an evil person? That is depend on how you guys look at him. Because I always say that he's a liar. That's all I can say. And yet the thing is, people believe him. People believe in a liar. What can I say? So one of the things that you guys have to be very, very cautious, right? Is that over the world, we can say whatever we want, but the one thing is that regardless of how people think about it, we always have to be cautious of one thing. Is how is the flow going from now on, whether we like it or not. Because one of the things that people always end up saying is, people will always say there is evil, there is goodness, there is whatever. But there are times we also have to understand one thing is that there is also a cases of necessary evil, and there is also a case of unnecessary goodness. So this is one of the things that sometimes we have to be very, very cautious of, regardless of how we think when it comes to politics or come to evilness or come to goodness. It's always that there is always no such thing as the actual goodness or the actual evil. It's actually more towards like there is always a moment of people will not able to draw that line and see it properly. So I'm not saying like you guys have to follow my perspective, okay? I am just an observer. I just only see things and kind of like give my perspective along the line. And the only issue is that you guys have to be very cautious is that things will always not go according to plan. And even when I predict what future this world will hold, it doesn't mean that what future I predict of this world will end out in a good way. And even if I predict a dark end for this world, it doesn't mean that it will happen in a way that it won't, that there won't be goodness happen in small little ripple along the line or small little wave along the line. So I just want you guys to say understand one thing is that we just live each day normally, live each day in a good way, and just like me playing Genshin in a good in a fun way that we don't get ourselves think too much along the lines, you know. Every time I saw Sandra, the notebook she had on she had with her was never the same. Probably she was someone who loved taking fun at new idea. Though she is a machine, to you and your companion is entirely human. A joy, sorrow, and the notebook that hand you is somewhat aged and sits in the corner. He actually, uh, as if he had accidentally fell and then casually smoothed out by someone. Had a lot of story about her recorded in it if you had read them. But judging from the expression on her face, she when she gave you the name, she knew very well without carrying out a class. I am going to make sure that I'm going to on. Where is it? No.
アビスは世界の影だ。消えることはなく、そ
That's
こ
it.
にあり続ける。
Okay, let's raise our character.
おはよう。だってもうこんな時間か。くじ引きがもうすぐ始まるぞ。急ごうぜ。
But I don't want you guys to come and say that am I trying to defend evil people at this point of time, okay? Ito is still here? Maji? I think he really lost and he never want to go and see it again. No, 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 no. So we run back here. Okay. Now, are we gonna fight who? Okay, let me guess. Imagine if we are gonna fight Ranani. I mean, like, she did appear, so I couldn't assume that she'll be on our second row, maybe? Draw a lot. And it is... Hania!
どれどれ、次の対戦相手はハニヤか。
ハニヤです。
どっかで聞いたことある名前だな。あ、思い出したぞ。オイラたちが知り合ったキノコンの仲間はあいつが世話してくれてるんだよな。
Yes, and we are going to fight her.
今回はどんな相棒と一緒に参加するんだ？ちょっと気になるぞ。
Oh, please, no.
よし、会いに行こうぜ。
I think so, just... I'm kinda curious. Start competition.
これよりベスト16からベスト8を決める試合が
Round 16 now.
本試合の出場者は旅人と相棒アグアラ、そしてハニヤと相棒モコモコ大王物です。
Oh my god, Slumber Beast
ゴ
か。
ールド流星とシルバー万世。サウマラタ8歳の後、本気で勝負する機会がなかったけど、今度ナドくらいには昔の打獣の相棒を連れてきたの。あなたたちの仲間も変わったみたいだし、もう一度勝負と行こうじゃない。
Okay, all the more to be very cautious. Okay. So, have a confident and favor a direct fighting style. Have eye endurance but occasionally stop to rest. But is resting become vulnerable and take increased damage from all attack. Observe your move and appeared defensive posture. Okay, let's try charge attack. Okay, so when you go defensive, I just need to do that. Seem to be waiting to parry. Parry would be charge a strike. Advantage. Nicely done. Surprise attack. So you go defensive now. Nicely done, nicely done. Ultimate. Oh!
前よりもさらに手強くなったわね。でも知ってる？打獣の最も誇れるポイントはスタミナなの。簡単には倒れないからこそ、一歩一歩ウリンや砂漠を踏破できるのよ。全速力でかければ巻き上げた砂塵が太陽も月も覆い隠してしまうほどよ。吹っ飛ばしてモコモコ大王馬だ。
気をつけろ。
気をつけます。What is the thing that I need to do? Jump to his back.
なんですって？
え
この作戦は通用しないみたいね。
両者の動物パートナーは速やかに会場に戻ってください。さもなければ危険扱いとなります。
I choose dodge.
戻ってモコモコ大王花。
Actually, I should dodge car. Charge attack, so be able to finish it. think 2 more moments. Resting, it will take more damage, so we'll attack. That's to end it already. Mother! Rapid assault, then I play defensively then. Okay, this is...
惜しい、あと一歩だったのに。相棒が変わっても相変わらず規格外の強さね。はあ、あなたと当たるのはもう少し後が良かったわ。私を任したんだから、サウマラタ8歳の時みたいに一気に優勝を勝ち取ったよね。優勝者に負けたなら私も恥ずかしくないでしょ。
let you down.
頑張って。
What let you down? I won't give it up. Okay, so... Okay, now at the very least I need to have a second day. Like put in the way, I guess. Okay, so from 16, top 16 will now get down from top 16. So I'm now in top 8 already. Now going for the top 4. And Ruranita.
次の相手はモーラニか？ヒギ、あのでかいコホラ竜と戦うのか？アグアラ、頼んだぞ。頼んだね。
Just do your best.
そういえば、くじ引きの時、他の参加者たちが自分の仲間に称号をつけてたぞ。オイラたちもアグアラにつけてやらないか？
Okay, this one is still bother me a little bit. I'm not sure whether you guys are actually... Some of you guys might be wondering, like, is my perspective usually as an observer of this world really kind of like consider, like, am I really not picking a side even if a person is an evil person or whatever? The one thing is, right, if he actually give you guys a peace of mind, I'll definitely say that, hey, I definitely will just say that if you guys think that what Germany did is considered evil, I would say that if you guys consider evil, then I would just say, okay, fine, I will just take it as evil. But the one thing is, right, if you guys want me to say that, do I think that evil is considered like whatever along the line? It's actually more towards like, if majority people think it's evil, then I'll just go with that. But the thing is, right, it's actually more towards I'll just pick the side on what the majority people think. Okay, not saying like, hey, it's whatever along the line. It's more towards like, every time when there is a moment of picking a side, it's actually not really saying like, hey, just because I say this and then you guys kind of like saying like, hey, we can think the other way around along the line. Okay, it's if it actually make it even more understandable is that for me, when I stay on the middle ground, I always look at many sides of the coin before I can decide is it considered evil or not on my end. But often more than not, I never reach to that point though. It's just more towards like, if people do think bad thing to me, I'll consider an evil thing. And even if, like, because how you guys think about it, right, it's really not really a moment of like, if people do good thing to me, can I say that is that considered evil along the line, right? So it's actually more towards like, what, like, let's say for example, like Japan had invaded Singapore and killed a lot of Singaporeans back in World War II. But the issue on hand is that if right now Singapore and Japan have a 60-year good relationship, so it's and here the thing is, right, China people and South Korea people say that, oh, they suffer a lot of people dying. Yeah, the thing is, Singapore also suffered the same damn history. But the thing is, Singapore choose to have, like what Pearson say, written by the winner, but yet Singapore was able to have a good relationship with Japan, regardless how we think about it. So what did Singapore do is actually basically what I choose to do. Don't look at the bad side, unless you like to look at a person buttock, the bad side. Then I mean, by all means, go ahead. But the thing is, look at the good side, think of the good side, and just move with it. Even with, like, there are a lot of times in the past I used to look at a lot of people negative point. Even when I do tarot card reading and able to do all the predicting, I was like, kind of like being straightforward and just wrote a lot of things along the line. But the one thing is that I always notice, the one thing is that sometimes being straightforward or picking a side doesn't end up well. It's the reason why I always end up looking at a lot of and I choose only the neutral side. Whether even if the person is considered evil, even if the person have a bad reading or whatever, it's always look at only and look at the good thing and then go with it. Regardless of how you guys think about it, right? It's always a moment of like, if you guys only look at the bad end, now I mean, like, to me, is that considered a bad thing? No. Is it about guilt or past for the new future? To me, right, I think the best way to say I always wish for a future where we all can sit down and enjoy. At least that's how I feel. Because the thing is, right, regardless of how we think about it, right, what kind of world do I wish to look out as an observer of this world? Is that I want the actual world peace. A peace where different culture can spread and no one make noise of it. No one reject each other. And at the same time, whatever past thing that happened, the issue on hand is that will the present will able to accept it or not, so that we can have a proper future. Because the thing is, right, Singapore. Okay, the one thing I actually respect Lee Kuan Yew, the late Lee Kuan Yew, the first late Prime Minister of Singapore, did was that he did something that is out of all the world his leader can do, and that was not only to forgive Japan, but to make Japan pay by creating jobs in Singapore, to create and to at the same time to have cultural exchange between Singapore and Japan. And that is the reason why when I moved to Japan, the one funny thing is that a lot of Japanese people have get good impression of Singapore. Even when they ask me why do Singapore older people, or why do people like China or South Korea don't have good impression of Japan all this day, and I say that because what they did in World War II was something that spread to, and the thing is, their older generation people kill people regardless of how they think, and they in a way is murder, is killing, is taking people's life. And in current, a lot of current Japanese people, a lot of the younger generation I spoke to nowadays, they actually told me that they were shocked when they hear the story, the actual history that they didn't get to learn. And I actually tell them that the issue on hand is that what I respect the late Lee Kuan Yew did was to not chase Japan for the sin, but to make the future generation to have a good relationship with the current Japan. And the current Japan who nowadays, like Singapore, is that, can we say that what they did in the past, is it forgivable? Probably not. But can we say that the current generation Japan is evil or not? No. So the thing is, right, it's more towards like we need to understand one point of view is that if current Japan is willing to become a good person, then can we say that can we say that is this considered evil person just because he's evil in the past? Is it evil now? So the issue on hand is that maybe the past was an evil thing and that they can't deny, and if they choose to move on with it, I think that's good. At least we can have a good relationship and build on a good future, and maybe we can have a good cultural exchange, all these things, and I think that's the future that we should be pushing for. That should be the actual world peace that we are looking out for. The only issue on hand is that is the current world looking at that or not? Is that the world peace that they are pushing for or not? It does not seem. And I think that even in the future, even as I look into the world, all these things, the funny thing is that 8 years ago when I predicted that Russia will attack Ukrainians, when I predict that US will attack Middle East somewhere and end up being Israel, all these things, I predicted 8 years ago. I have a professor, an actual professor, okay, who told me that no, they won't do, because we are talking about the war of words, okay. And the funny thing was that he said that no, it will end up being solved, and he said that even if and they will end up fighting immediately, and I say that it will come to war, but I say that it will end up having that 3 big countries in the world. China will aim for Taiwan, Russia will aim for somewhere in Europe, end up being Ukrainians, and USA will end up attacking another country near to them, which end up that all my prediction being happen. But do I end up go and say that, hey, you guys never listen to me? No. The thing is, for me, I will just end up doing what I always do best and just observe the world and just look at it and see what is the thing that the world leader will do. It's the same thing as when I predicted that Donald Trump will win twice and against 2 women. Interestingly, if you guys look at Donald Trump, I actually made a bet with a friend of mine that he has to end up paying me some money that I won't disclose how much. But the thing is, right, I made a bet and I said that Donald Trump will win against 2 women who is going to fight him for the president's seat. Look at him. He ended up winning twice against 2 women. What can I say? Like, alright? Did I end up winning? Yes. Like, some bit of money. But do I end up bragging about it? No. It just basically bet to I just gonna observe how the world change. See what the leader will do along the line. See how the world is going to move with that flow along the line. Oh, I'm just here enjoying game. Chatting about that as a random chat.
次の試合に向かおうぜ。
I don't want you guys to go and say that am I kind of like being a deep leader or whatever on the like it's actually multiple like sometimes this kind of thing just need we all need to be very careful.
激しい戦いを勝ち抜いてきた選手たちはいずれも実力者揃いです。果たして誰が準決勝に進出するのか、ぜひその目でお確かめください。本試合の出場者は旅人と相棒アグアラ、そしてムアラニ選手と相棒ママラです。今日の調子はどう？ママラ。
Okay, this is not gonna be an easy fight, I guess.
気合入ってんじゃん。よーし、じゃあ行こう。ナドくらいのみんなにも私たち流星の衆の情熱を感じてもらおう。
Why if country with multiple people had did the thing in the past are the same now that they are changed? The same people who are in power may not change much, but they are did the same. Yeah, the funny thing is that is one question that we can never know, right? Look, look more closely at how move. We'll do that for now. Ah! Machikamashita! I take a lot of damage. Okay. We'll do that instead. Yeah. Prep it. Put more closely at how she moves. Okay, so she'll do this and do. Yada. Let's just do this. Okay, nice counter back. Okay. Maybe. Okay, so it is going to parry. To defend. Okay, so she is defensive in a way. We take one-time damage. Ayada. Okay, so she is doing that. So I'm gonna go for charge attack. Yeah. It's the last for me. Ayada. Okay. Now I need to understand her behavior. So when she's doing that, it is trying to play defensively. I will do this. Okay, we both take damage. That is not what I want. Surprise attack. Defensive. Give back to you. Nicely done. Charge attack. I'll do charge attack myself. Oh yeah, that. So I do a quick attack. Okay, so when she's doing that, defensive appear to be a defensive mode, then that would be mean that I have to do this. Okay, now I can. I think suspicious. Is he waiting for us to use a rapid attack? If that's the case, we'll go for touch attack. Preparing to go for this now. Okay, so we need to understand the logic for the field survival field time along the line. You can kind of guess how much based on people in Power versus then and now. Not wrong though. go and call your phone, Pilson. It's covered by iPad. This might be opening. Also that.
陸上だとテペトル竜が有利かもしれないけど、水中だったら話は別だよ。返り討ちにしちゃえ、マモラ。
やだ。 So I actually dodge to the right. So it's not to the right car. Yeah, don't need to do that. Just cool your phone first. Adorbing. Okay, now we do the charge attack. Oh, I can't believe I had to do this quite this is the third time. We have charge coming to do a normal attack. Okay, at least now we understand the logic. Defensive. We're at defensive now? Yada. He's trying to build up a charge attack, then we'll do a crit attack. Dude, it's kind of hard to catch on that. We'll do this again. Is it a hit? Getting in strength with do crit attack. Okay. Half the HP gone already? Waiting for us to parry. Then we'll charge attack. Oh, yep. I don't understand the logic of the game anymore. Ultimate.
粘り強すぎ。もうちょっと楽勝かと思ったのにな。さすが君の竜の仲間だね。次は接近戦で勝負をつけるよ。
Okay, so I was choosing left. It wasn't correct, so which go to the right. Come on, please. Okay. Is it finished?
ママらの資格をついてくるなんてやるじゃん。
Quite high damage. Okay. Now take a defensive. Then we will do a quick attack. That's what I need, right? Or last one. Okay. Hopefully. We ask a surprise attack. Then we'll do this one. We are now taking damage. Waiting for parry. Okay. Success! This is harder than I knew, dude. Finally the win.
勝負あり。ママら敗北。勝者は旅人とアグアラ。
嘘。私が負けちゃった。アグワ
So you win
ラ。こんな
twice already,
小さいのに
though.
すっごいじゃん。
Dude, I lost twice.
君もすごかったよ、ママら。判断ミスをしちゃったのは私だもん。ごめんね。頑張ってね、アグワラ。もっといろんな相手を倒すところが見てみたいよ。今日の君は
Okay.
最高のチビ竜
So
だね。
now I'm in part 4. So we still got 2 more
私
to
とマ
go.
マらは先に行くね。ほーら、落ち込まないの。美味しいもの食べに連れてってあげるからね。本当にハラハラドキドキのバトルだったな。そういえばリンネアの方も終わったんじゃないか。見に行こうぜ。リンネア
Is our match over already?
終わりましたよ。どっちが勝ったと思います？
It's obviously you, right?
そんなに嬉しそうにしてるからには順調に勝ち進んだんだろ。ピンポーン。今から他の選手のバトルを観戦しようと思ってたんですが、一緒にどうですか？
Okay.
次のバトルは重要ですよ。クライノっていう選手と前回チャンピオンのヤホダの対戦です。もちろんだ。ヤホダはオイラたちの友達だから応援しないとな。ちょうどよかったですね。それじゃあ一緒に次のバトルが始まるのを待ちましょう。
The ring champion. Oh my. That is not one fight I want to
まさかクライノ選手の相棒が中高のブレイドライノだなんて。とっても野生味
Dude,
が強
I
い子たち
don't
なの
like
に
to fight
声を
those.
聞くなんて信じられません。厳密に言えば中高のブレイドライノは魔物に分類されるんですが、野外に生息していて個体数も多いからルール違反ではないんですね。見るからに手強そうです。ヤホだ、頑張れー。知らないって幸せね、いずれ。
He was the one watching her last match and was strangely hostile about her that man. Doesn't seem to know who she is, thought about her as if she's such a contestant.
早ければ捕まらないとでも。
Damn.
やれるもんならやってみなよ。レッドミラー13世、そのでっかいのを翻弄して電光石火の勢いで。右後ろよ。
Oh my.
すごい強さです。
Naruto.
まるで相手の動きを完全に読んでるみたい。左に避けて、ルミ。ありがとうございます。今日はいい感じに戦いました。ルミだけじゃなくて私のコンディションも良かったです。どう言えばいいんでしょうか。時々相手の動きが読めるような感覚があって、何度も危機一髪で正しい判断ができたんです。
Maybe a coincidence. Oh.
諦めるな、レッド。ジャンプ。背中に飛び乗ろうとしているわよ、ヘルメス。そんなチャンスを与えてはダメ。風の刃で動きを制圧して。強いな。仕方ない。切り札の必殺技だ。レッド、雷を溜めて一気に放て。
Oh no, we're having this moment, ka.
押し返して、ヘルメス。危なかったけど結末は変わらなかったようね。勝負あり。レッドミラー13世敗北。勝者はクライノと相棒。
I can't believe that we are now playing Pokemon in oh my goodness. Oh my god, the ears. And the wing. And the... Oh, it's interesting. なるほどな。
翼。ちょっと待ってください。あなたは何者ですか？どうしてあなたの頭の上には私と同じようなものが。
Okay.
何度もこのシーンを想像したわ。あなたが私と同じ苦しみを分かち合う場面を生成すると思っていたけど、そんなことなかった。リンネア、あなたはこれまで通り何も知らずに生きていた方がいい。
頭がいかないで。待って。
Oh no.
リンネア、どうしたんだ？リンネアが急に倒れちゃったぞ。とにかく横になれる場所を探さないと。急げ。何があったんだ？あたい、シカネを呼んでくる。
呼吸は安定している。重篤な状態ではない。静かに休養させれば問題なかろう。
それなら安心だな。ありがとな、ラウマ。
礼には及ばぬ。今後何か問題があればすぐに連絡してくるがよい。
頼んだぜ。
This will be
リン
the
ネア、
item.
早く目を覚ませよな。
This will be that I don't need to do the fight anymore, but...
あれ？ここどこだろう？レミ？レミ？おかしいな。どこに行っちゃったんだろう。
Wait, what?
どれくらい気を失ってたんだろう。とりあえず外に出て確認してみよう。
Oh. Okay, I can pick things out.
Nami、ここにいたんだ。すごく探したんだよ。ちょっと、どうしたの？そんなに緊張して。ご覧の通り、両名の参加者と
Oh, no.
その相棒たちが無事に配置につきました。一方はリンネアと相棒のルミ、もう一方はクライノとヘルメス。白熱の準決勝戦がいよいよ開幕です。ちょっと待って、どうして急に準決勝が始まってるの？どうやってここに来たのかも覚えてないんだけど。わかった。まだ夢の中なんだ。頑張れ、元ボス。仲間の応援が聞こえる。夢の中でも全力を尽くさなきゃ。行くよ、ルミ。私たちの実力を見せつけてあげよう。やっほー。
Oh.
素晴らしい対決でしたね。決勝戦進出はクライノとヘルメス。
Wait, what?
どういうこと？もう私の負けが決まっちゃったの？なんてひどい夢なの？早く目を覚まさないと。そうだ、夢の中で思いっきり目を見開けば目が覚めるって聞いたことがある。えい！
What?
目が覚めたかな。まだダメみたい。あれ？夢の中の私、 日記を書いてるの？冒険者協会の報酬だけじゃ科学調査船を買うのは難しい。顧問から冒険者に転身するしかなさそう。科学調査船、夢の中の私もちゃんと目標に向かって頑張ってるんだ。でも調査船を買うには数えきれないほどのモラが必要だし、すごく長い時間がかかるんだろうな。初日、魔物に襲撃された。5日目、海と一緒に逃げ回って前よりもずっと速く走れるようになった。20日目、商人に話を聞いてみた。船ってあんなにお金がかかるんだ。まあいいや、まずはたくさん食べて悩むのはそれからにしよう。72日目、誰も欲しがらない超特大の宝箱を見つけた。
Yes. Thing. That's a little bit. Start.
冒険1周年だけど、まだまだお金が足りない。
Why is she wanting a ship? No.
危うく騙されるところだった。中古船なんてやっぱり信用できないな。用心して念入りにチェックしてよかったよ。やっぱり安物買いの銭失いっていうのは本当だね。
That's a lot.
ようやくあいつを倒せた。戦利品はきっといい値で売れるはず。日記はここで終わってる。でもこれは大型船舶の購入契約書。これ私のサインだ。まさか夢が叶ったんだ。
That's a good.
ゴールデンビーグル号なんて素敵な夢なんだろう。揺れる船が私を遥か彼方へと運んでくれる。最高の気分だよ。
Oh my goodness, around. Yeah, if you want to say it.
航海図を見てみよっと。次の停泊地は幸運閣か。絵本で見たことある。伝説がたくさん残ってる場所だよね。幸運閣を抜けて ドラゴンスパインへ。雪山だ。ずっと行きたかった場所。
So?
これって清水玉？新玉の谷でしか取れないはずだけど。綺麗だな。この船すでにいろんなところを回ってきたみたい。それもそっか。私だって船を買ったら休む間もなくあちこち調査しに行くだろうし。リンデラ、ここ数日ずっと元気がないみたいだけど、船酔いしちゃったの？お昼ご飯はドアの前に置いておくからね。食べたらゆっくり休んで。はーい。
Uh-oh. え？
ここはどこ？体中が痛い。それに疲労や眠気も感じる。
Why is this story?
変だな。夢を見てるはずなのに、
Why is the
どうし
story
てこ
not
んな感
living
覚があるんだろう。
good?
まさか明晰夢とか？とりあえず外に出て見てみよう。
I'm confronting.
この清水玉、さっき船の上で見たものだよね。どうしてこんなにバラバラに。それにこの本、どうして洞窟の中に？どうしてこんなことに。
Three? Yeah, unexpected.
ルミ、どうしてそんなに悲しんでるの？怖がらないで。大丈夫だよ。私はここにいるからね。
私たちはもう戻れないのか？
もうダメだ。何もかも終わりだ。
ここはどこ？
何が起きたの？さっきまで船の上にいたはずなのに。これってゴールデンビーグル号。
Yeah, it definitely does not look very good though, considering that it is short. Oh, it got into fire.
夢だよね。落ち着いて。これは全部嘘。嘘なの。
Why are we looking at
ゴール
this?
デンビーグル号が沈没してから長い月日が経った。
Now we are back.
また日記。あの恐ろしい夢はまだ続いてるの？もう気にしてないって言いたいけど、やっぱり時々悲しくなって胸に石がつっかえたような気分になる。
待ってね。
庭を散歩でもしよう。そろそろお姉ちゃんが来るはずだから待つのにちょうどいいや。お姉ちゃんって誰のことだろう。一度にこんなにたくさん夢を見たせいで頭がうまく働かないよ。
リンデア、
あれ、この声は。
こっちよ。リンネア、手紙は届いた？悪い知らせでごめんなさい。一緒に北へ帰って父さんと母さんに最後のお別れをしましょう。
母 暗いのが私のお姉ちゃん。お父さんとお母さん、最後の別れ。
生老病死は自然の摂理。私たちも人より少し長く生きてるだけで、いずれその日は来るの。悲しくないと言えば嘘になるわ。でももし普通の人がこの知らせを聞いたらどんな気持ちになるのかしら。少なくとも目は潤むのに涙はこぼれない。こんな苦々しい思いはしないのでしょうね。だって私たちにはとっくにこの光景が見えていたんだもの。覚えてる？あのバトルの最中、あなたは眠りの中でこれを見たのよ。あの時はただの夢だと思っただろうけど。
どういう意味？そんな、まさか。
あなたの気持ちはよくわかるわ。過去から未来を見つめる視線と終点に立って過去を振り返る視線、その二つが交わった時、この旅路を夢のように感じてしまうのは無理ないもの。時は流れ、いつか私たちも老いてゆく。この一生を何一つ後悔することなく過ごせると思う？
ずっと昔、友達と夢について語り合ったことがありました。大きな大きな科学調査船を買って世界の神秘を探求する。そしていつか動けなくなったら見聞きしたものを全部博物誌にまとめる。私の人生はここに詰まってます。もしかしたら遠い未来で誰かがこの本を開いた時、一部の生物や地理環境の形成と発展のページが空白のままだと気づくかもしれません。その保管は君たちに任せます。私の命は終わりを迎えようとしていて、もう遠くへは行けないから。伝わってくる感覚は虚構のようで現実のようでもある。命の終わり、死ぬってこんな感じなんだ。硬直した体には
Sorry.
まだ少しだけ感覚が残ってるけど
My sound cut always and not mute all the time. Sorry, Naji-san.
体の内側から温度が抜けてく。
Okay,
痛みはなく
I need to understand one thing. I'll just say it. I said it 3 times,
虚無だけが広がって
but it's my sound cut issue. Okay, when I press the mute, when I unmute it, it end up mute again for some reason. Okay, so the issue on hand, right, is that Nachi-san, what is the type of reading your friend want? And from there, I need to decide like when is the better time to do the reading, when is the better day to do the reading, as well as as well as like decide on what kind of reading as well though. So I need to understand based on what kind of reading your friend want. I mean like a normal reading can even now, but it'll be kind of like just a normal reading in a way. So I need to understand what is the reading your friend is looking out for, and what is the thing your friend is wanting on the. Is with you right now and want to read about love now? Well, I don't mind. Let's see. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna assume that your friend want the reading right now or something. ちょっと待ってね。Because I need to go to. ちょっと待って、ちょっと。I haven't take out the earpiece. Hello, nice to meet you too. Alright, okay, I'm gonna assume that you want a reading, but at the same time, because I'm also streaming, so I need to be careful on showing it. Some people will be one mistake because I don't want. Okay. So let me go and get the deck first. Okay. Can't show this on my stream, but definitely I will explain each card. So I'm gonna assume that earlier you mentioned that you want to understand your love life. Okay. So just based on a simple 3-card reading, if the deck allowed me to. I think it's not. Actually, because it's kind of like if the reading was done like 9 days ago, that would be the best day to do the reading of so many years. But oh well, today also kind of nice to be able to. Let me see. Let's see. The reading. Love. Okay. So I will just do the suffering now. Like, normally I do the live stream showing the card, or show even like Discord itself. I also try to show the card. At the very least it will be much easier to explain, but if you don't mind me not showing it, it will be also much easier for now. So okay, it's not going smoothly. Suffer one to suffer carefully this time again. Okay, I want you to, in your mind, think carefully about what you want to have for the reading. Not saying like you have to predict it along the line or whatever. It's actually more to hello there. It's actually more towards like you need to understand that you want the reading to understand what is the thing, and even if it's a good one, you need to be very you need to move in a way that you want it to go smoothly. And if it's a bad one, I want you to be just take it as a cautious. So don't take it as a bad reading along the line. So at least that, with that in mind, understand that the reading, okay, now at least the deck is able to understand that you are aware of that. And don't take it that whatever happened here will happen immediately. It's more towards like it may happen even in next month or even like 1 year, 2 years along the line. So don't take it that as it will happen, but just take it as something that you need to be cautious accordingly. So with that, I think that that is seemingly ready for the read. And do one time cross suffering properly. If it goes smoothly, it should be able to quite smoothly. Okay, it seems to be ready. This time around, I should be able to get easily 3 cards. It is showing a death card right off on my end that I need to think carefully. Huh. So it want me to do not the 3 card reading, but want to do the detailed 3 card reading. That's okay. Huh. Let me see. It want me to do a 5 card reading. Is it? Let's see. The magician card. Okay, so it indeed want me to do the 5 card reading, not the 3 card. Normally 3 card reading is actually quite simple and fast. It's normally the past, present, future. But it want me to do the reading. The 5 card reading is basically the first one your overall luck. Second one normally I'll put it as study or job. Third one would be your relation, the love. Fourth one would be kind of like things that you might want to be cautious of, and last one is tend to be things that you want to take note of along the line too. So I think we'll take that as the reading. Interestingly, that the deck want me to do that 3 card reading already, and not the 3 card reading, but the 5 card reading. Huh, okay. Normally I just kind of like go with what I want to, but if the deck want me to do that kind of reading, I guess I would need to go with that in mind. Now I just need to draw the 5 cards. Okay. Oh. Okay. The Emperor's upside down. Actually not the Emperor's. The Hierophant's upside down for your general overall luck. For your. I'm gonna assume that you are still study, so your one is still 8 of what? Right. Page. What upside down for your relationship? Knight of Cup. That is something you need to be things that you need to be careful about, meaning that there is something that is coming your way. And 8 of Cup outright for things that you might be cautious about. If I'm kind of like being honest in a way, your overall luck to seemingly in a good way. The hero turn upside down always tend to mean that there is something that may be going in a good way, in a whatsoever, but you need to be cautious that the good luck may not be that it won't come at a cost. So if something good happened recently, you need to be cautious of it. That not saying like it's against you, it's more towards like the price for it might end up hurting you at a later timing. That is something that you need to be very, very cautious about. Now, for your study, it seems to me that it of what if you are studying well, you are understanding that what is the thing you need to go for, but at the same time you need to make sure you need to have a proper rest in a while, because considering that you are like studying a bit too much, not saying that in a bad way, okay, don't get me wrong, it's actually more towards like you need to understand that having a moment of rest is important for you. But overall, as long as you move according to the way you in a good way, it will also lead to at least to get someone liking you, which is the reason kind of like funny in a way that because you got page of what upside down, and page of what upside down actually more towards like, in case anyone want to know, is like, is it bad when it comes to relationship? If you are demanding it, it will be a bad thing. So if I'm gonna like want to say in not saying to say like it's bad, it's mean that you won't have a love. It's actually more towards like you if you study well all these things, you are actually moving to let people give you having a good impression of you, and that will also lead you to have the love. But if you demanding for love, that will give people the wrong impression, and that will give you the people not wanting to go for you in a way. So I think it's more towards like, not saying like you can't have love, it's more towards like you need to do the thing that you're doing now so that it will give people a good impression of you, that you can then onwards to have people having one liking you or loving you in that sense. Now, Knight of Cup as well as Eight of Cup. Okay, the one thing is that for the things you need to be cautious this time around, it's actually more towards, it's kind of interesting from how I look at it, is that it will happen, but you can't ask for it. It's more towards like you must like, for I think when you come to love or this thing, right, it's more towards like if you're aware of it, you can kind of like lead people to say that you are interested in love, but you can't say that you want love immediately. It's more towards like you want people to be the one leading you in the way that you, whether is it the love you are looking out for. And when that actually happened, then I think you can actually say that, hey, you maybe it's the love you're hoping to have for. But if not, you may end up, the Eight of Cup will be something that you might want to be cautious of. So Eight of Cup normally it in a term like is giving joy, all these things, but it can also mean that it can lead to people have a bad impression of you. So I think it's kind of interesting that your whole 5-card reading right now is actually telling me that you wanting love and you want it to happen to you, is everyone wish, but you cannot demand it. You must make sure that you give people the good impression, and then you will lead to the good love that you're hoping for. If not, if you go in a way that you demanding it, it will give whatever, right? If you demanding it, it will give you the bad ending. But if you go with not demanding it, then it will give you the ending that you wish for. Because the funny thing is, right, the card that I draw is actually the last card for you is the 10 of Cups, which is the celebration card. And the one thing I kind of find it interesting is that it got two reading, up and down, which is like if you want it, it will happen. But if but it will also may not give you the ending you want. But if you don't wish for it and you kind of like hoping to build in a good relationship, all these things, then people will have a good impression of you, and then that is when you have the good ending, that the love that you want. So it's kind of funny that the that is telling you you wanting love that can't be denied, but you need to focus on your thing, you need to focus on your study, all these things, make that as your main focus, but at the same time giving people the good impression that you are maybe like I think it's more towards like you want you to give people the good impression that you are a hard worker, that you are someone who can in future that you do something like maybe you go and do your work, you're also a hard worker, or that kind of impression. I think that will give many girls to have a good impression of you, that maybe then the people will also think that you are someone who can go for love. And I think that is what the deck is trying to tell you though. No problem. Because the thing is, right, today the reading is actually kind of like you want me to do the full detail reading, and I think I can understand. Maybe like not saying like you can't have love, okay? It's actually more towards like if you're demanding it, then that is something that you might want to be cautious of, because it's not saying like it's like even I myself, I can't deny the fact that even I myself having like even Neji-san asking me like when I'm going to get a girlfriend myself, that I can't deny that. Even I also look on the lookout for that. But the issue on the hand is that demanding for it will give people a bad impression, and I think it's more towards like you need to be cautious on that end. I think it's for you, you just need to be it seems to me that your reading so far it's actually more towards like already kind of like telling me that you have actually have people on the eyes for on you already, but you can't you can't go and say that, hey, is it gonna happen in a good way? I think it's more towards like it want you to give the person a more better impression, a more better understanding of you, and then when that happen, and then you can say that, hey, you are looking for love, all these things, and that is when you can tell people then you can come to you and say that they want to consider love, and maybe from there you can go with a day, all these thing, and then I think that will be the future that you are hoping for. But you also need to be cautious of people along the line. So I think overall your reading is considered a good thing though. I won't say it's a bad one. You just need to be cautious. Yes. At least from how I look at it, right? It's not saying like you won't have a chance. It's actually more towards like you need to be giving a people for the to have a good impression of you before the chance will arise. At least from how I look at it. Because from how I look at it, right, it will happen. But you just need it's just that the impression of it, because the thing is, right, from how I look at it, the reason why the deck can tell me that if you're demanding it, people will say that, hey, you are just horny. So you don't want people to have a bad impression of you. It will be better if you give people the impression that, hey, you're a hard worker and you want to have a girlfriend who you want to spend your life with in the future, to have a children, to get all these things. Then that is when in the future you can think of horny thing. That will be the future horniness, not now. If you think of horniness now, then people will have a bad impression of you, and that will give people the wrong impression of you, and then people may end up you and you. I think you can even ask this like, if you have people have bad impression of you, people will end up saying that, spread news that, hey, you're a horny guy. And it's not going to be one or two people have bad impression of you though. It'd be a lot. So I think for yours one is it's not saying like you need to work hard or whatever. It's more towards that you just need to give people a good impression, and from there people will then come to you. but you can't demand for it. It's more towards like when people have a good impression of you and be move forward to it, you can, I think it's more towards like you can lead people to understand, or maybe you can say that, hey, you're looking for love but you're also not sure on love. You can say something like that along the line, and then when people, if the person is interested on you, they will hint towards you. But if they're not interested on you, they will give you advice on what you need to do, all these things, and that would be the better option. So you need to understand on how they react to you, and from there I think your path should be in a good direction from how I look at it though. Hey, you're welcome. Yes. You want a quick one car? Mm. I don't mind. I'm again. I think you already knew that I would say the same thing. So you, in your mind, you you just need to understand that. Don't say that you happen, but it's more towards like you need to be careful. I will see. I will see. Okay, I will do a 3-card reading for hoping to see three, not into the past, present, future, but to understand. Number one, will the relationship come nicely? Will the number two, will it last well? And number three, is it what she's saying? Is it what you wish for, that kind? Now let me see. If I also not wrong, you guys are going to celebrate the water festival soon, right? Technically, if you guys are gonna enjoy it or not, that is you guys' choice though. So I can't say anything. The only thing I kind of like have fun in a way is technically, I'm not sure. This one I actually didn't know, because in Singapore, every boys have to go for military. But I was only aware recently that in Thailand, that you guys have, like, for meals, you guys have to draw the some sort of lottery, and if it's like red or black, they will say that, oh, you need to go into military, or hey, you guys don't need to go for military, that kind. So I only learned about this like recently because of online spreading of that, and I was like, ah, is it true? No, the funny thing is, right, in Singapore, every boy have to go and serve military. And the funny thing is that I was actually supposed to exempted because of my medical condition. But I decided to serve that 2 years, because it's like in Singapore, if you don't serve 2 years, in future, you have like bad impression along the line. So it's and I can tell you guys that the 2 years really give me a lot of funny impression and experience. Okay, so for Neji-san, it seems that that is similarly ready already. And I can do a 3-card. Okay, you want me to do a detailed reading card. Yeah, you want me to do a 5-card reading on you, not the 3-card reading. I know. But you want me to do the love one, so interestingly, 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, 4 card, 5 card, and the middle card. Okay. No, it's correct. The world card for your overall, upside down. 8 of Pendulum, upside down. The full card, upside down. The 7 of what, upside down. Eh? Why is it all upside down? The Hangman upright. And the Queen of Swords upside down. Technically, if... Okay. This is... one of the confusing reading that I ever have in my life. Okay, this one, if I have to say in the most simple way, right? It is going in a good way. Even though, like, okay, the funny thing is, right, the full card, the world card, the pendulum card, and the hangman itself, all these things is like, it's telling me that, why are you demanding to know? Okay, it actually is telling me that your love is already happening already. And yet you are making a fool out of yourself. Okay, not saying that in a bad way. Okay, the making a fool out of yourself is not saying in a bad way. It's actually more towards like, how am I gonna explain this one? That's why I said your reading is a little confusing, because the thing is, right, when it comes to, okay, the one thing is that you are suffering, that because the hangman itself is like when it's outright, it actually means you are suffering. But I think the suffering is not really like a suffering of like you are dying from it. It's actually more towards like you are overthinking in a way that is causing you that moment. And especially more towards like 8 of Pendulum, right? It's also kind of like how in a funny way is that you are overthinking it. Because the thing is, it's the pendant is a guy working on making a coin itself. So if it's upside down, it means that you are not working in the right direction. And thus, and the funny thing is that you got the full card upside down. That's right. So the thing is, right, 7 of what up you mean that you and all these things is like you are not using the right tactic in your love. You should be working accordingly in the way that you want, and so you won't suffer from it. Actually, more towards like, not saying like you must, the Queen of Cups, actually the final advice for you is the Queen of Swords upside down. And it's kind of like interesting in a way, because the thing is, right, you should need to be very careful on the way you approach people, that you don't give people the wrong impression, that but at the same time, if the guy that you is having a good impression of you, and he is also having a good impression of you, I think it's more towards that you need to say that, hey, you want the impression to go in a good way, and at the same time you also need to be cautious of the other person. If the person is also, like earlier I mentioned, like for example, like the guy is like, if he's giving you a bad impression, obviously you think like maybe he's just a horny guy along the line. So you need to be cautious of that, the person is giving a good impression to not just to yourself, but people also have a good impression between the two of you. Are you go in a good relationship, all these things, and then that would be the best way to go. Because if not, the whole world for you will be upside down. So from how I look at it, right, it's just that it's not saying like you are going to have a headache, all these things. It's more towards like the reason why it seems like you may be end up as a fool is that the funny thing is that when you come to love itself, right, the fool card is actually more is on you need to be cautious. Not say, not saying that you must do as according to what you want. It's actually more towards that you need to be careful of the thing you are going forward for this love. Not saying like in a bad way. It's more towards that you need to you need to guide the guy, as well as you also need to guide yourself properly, so that you both will last in a good long relationship. And for how I look at it is that your attack is already, you don't really need to go for the full attack. It's more towards that you just need to lead it in the way that you want it to go, and that you won't suffer from it. At least from how I look at it though. It's definitely up to you, that's not wrong. But you also need to be cautious of the things you are going for, because it's like imagine, like let's say for example, if the guy is not into a girl who is desperate for having a boyfriend, then I think you need to be even cautious, right? You don't want people to have a bad impression of you as well, right? Yeah, that's why I think it's more towards like you want people to have a good impression of you, because the thing is you your situation is in a going in a good way, but you cannot like demanding it to have happened along the line. You want it to move in a way that you both are able to accept it, to able to go in a good direction, at least so that you won't suffer from it though, on how I look at it. Because this one last card is calling me out. Oh. Ooh. Why are pendulum upside down? You do know that pendulum upside down is this one is actually meaning that the relationship will last forever, and it may will last for life in a way, you know. Because it's Final Pendulum is basically a couple, although they are both not in a good like they are injured or they are poor, all these things, but they are together. And when it comes to when this card is used for relationship, it also mean that the couple will last until even when they are suffering. So it mean it is when it come to reading in love, it means that you last for in a life, even if it's upside down. Why? Why? You don't want that to happen? Are you guys hide? Oh. Okay, that explains why is okay. That will also explain why the Queen of Sword is upside down. Earlier I mentioned that it seems to me that you, because the thing is, right, if you are careless, which is the reason the food upside down is also happen here, is it's really basically like as I mentioned, it seems that the issue is not on him but on you. Damn. I think okay. Okay, the one thing I would have to say, right, is that it will last for life in a way. Not saying like you guys will get married or not, okay. It's actually more towards like if you move in that direction and you want it to happen, it will last for life. But if it's not, then it's I mean like as your virtual papa, obviously I will just say that it is your choice. I will just support you based on what you want. But if it's something you want, I think like from how I understand is that I don't understand who is your friend is or what is his behavior, but it will definitely seem to me that he want to have love, and he's moving in. And I think it's like more towards like earlier, like when I do your reading, right, like the funny thing is I'm not saying that you guys can't have love. It's more towards like imagine if you guys want love and then people will have an impression like, are you horny? So I'm not saying like guys can't be horny. You guys need to move in a way that people understand you guys really love the girl for who they are. And then if the girl like you bad, then that is the horny will be on when you guys are married along the line. That one is your future already. But for now, don't give that impression and think it should be fine. But if he's the horny type, then I think more I will obviously warn Najisa. But from the reading so far right now, it does not seem to tell me that it is in that direction yet. So I think you can go with that direction. If you want to date him or not, that one is up to you, Najisa. But if it's in the way that you like, you can go with it. But if you don't like it, you might end up suffering from it. So you might want to be cautious because there is the hangman. So you might want to be cautious of it because if you go in a good way and if you like it, I think it should be something that you should be able to accept. But if not, then I think it should be something that you can just move on. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. And I think it's like for your situation is like, especially more towards like the 7 of Ward upside down. Maybe how okay, it does mean that the attack did not go accordingly from how I look at it, because it is upside down. So I think it's more towards like, I think maybe for you guys as his friend can tell them, this is my advice, is that understand each other properly, like hobby, things that each other like. I think start from there is the first better way to go. I think the best way is, as I mentioned, is really from understand from there, because uh he if he actually got like a hobby or things that he like, I think he should be honest with it. Things that he like, at least like Neji-san know understand what kind of person he is too, or what kind of thing that he's want, and from there, then Neji-san can decide. I think better tell you guys tell him immediately. Neji-san don't need to be the one to tell him. I think it's more towards you guys must tell him that, so that he understand it, and you tell him that it's a advisor from a say a good love guru or a tarot card reader. I mean, by all means, go ahead. It's more towards that he need to understand that for this to happen, they both him and Neji-san need to understand things that each other like, and at the same time, I think Neji-san, you might not like it, but I think it's more towards like you both need to also understand each other bad points. And when I say bad point, it's really like something like, maybe like, do you guys like to take your nose every day, or like to touch your butt along each other along the line? So like understand that, or maybe you like to, like when you sleep, you like to give a toxic gas out along the line. So I think it's more towards like understand, like, do you have any bad habit, that because if it's going to last for life, you guys need to understand, like, can you bear each other bad habit. And I'm not saying like I'm not saying like not saying like you could imagine, like if he say that he don't like to smell you giving a toxic gas out, like you eat something and then suddenly you get a put sound. He said that he can't bear with that. Then obviously he's not someone that you want to go with, right? That's sure. That's why, right? That's why I think it's more towards like, can you guys bear with each other bad habit, all these thing? If not just only understand each other hobby, thing that each other like, but also can each of you can bear with each other. Because like example, like if for example, like if he like sweat easily and you don't like him sweating, then can he change himself to make sure that he don't sweat smelly? You know, like some people when they sweat, they got very smelly, sweaty smell, right? The issue would be like, can you bear with it? So and the issue on hand is that will he change for you? Like for example, like if he sweat, will he? Okay, okay. But oh my, what am I? No, 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 no. I wonder. For me, who is still a freaking single old man, still going around and brag that I'm a freaking love guru or something. I I I I shall not. I guess for now, I think I give quite a few strong advice already, so I don't need to, to skip. I think it's more towards from my understanding is that I think Neji-san is best. Like you guys as a friend would be definitely to say each other friend is more towards like if in time, Neji-san need to say some stuff and he don't listen, he better make sure that he understand some of the thing. Like, I don't think Neji-san need to say that, oh, I want you to do that. It's more towards like, Neji-san, you just need to make sure that he understand the flow, like able to predict the thing that you say or do, and I think you should be able to like go in a good direction. Because from how I look at it, is that if the freaking fire of pendulum upside down is out from when I do the reading, it is gonna last for life if we go in a good direction though. So I think I don't need to do anymore, right? For now, I don't think your reading can happen anymore, especially more towards like you already did one reading already just now, right? Let me see when is the next day that I can do the reading. Let me see. I need a full moon. That will be the better way. See when I can. The next lunar calendar. I need a proper. I need a full moon. Let me see. The next full moon. Yeah. Because the last one was on the 1st of April really. Oh yeah? First of May. It's written as 1st of May on my end. So another thing I can do is on a new moon. New moon is next week Friday. So I think next week Friday, because new moon technically if I'm not wrong, new moon when it comes to new moon tarot card reading, it is technically, well, it's normally on new beginning. So since you are looking into love itself, I think that would be the better date, I think, to do the reading in a way. And it's actually more for intention reading or the detail reading in a way. Full moon reading is actually more towards like knowing hidden secret, all these things. So I think for your situation, I think next week Friday should be the better day to do the reading. I mean, like technically, I have to apologize that I have to, the stream, everyone is kind of like hearing on it, but there's not much viewers on my end, so I don't think you guys need to worry. But now, I think, considering that it's a 3-hour stream, I probably have to end. I have to probably just end this cutscene soon, and then after that, go to sleep because it's really like 12:39 a.m. It's actually, yeah. I will reach this and then I will go and sleep. So yeah, ladies-san, go ahead. You guys go have a good night rest. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that discard, okay. Okay. Bye bye. Well, technically, next week I'm gonna see the main doctor again. Hopefully I don't need to worry about the enzymelia disease on my end now. Hopefully. Yeah, this old man here might be in my 30s, but doesn't mean that I also can't have memory loss. But technically, the doctor forced me to try having the enzyme the medication for memory loss, and when I check it out, it was actually basically the one they serve for enzymelia disease, and I was like, okay. So okay. Well, at least, yeah, for your reading, actually, I think it's more towards that you guys just need to be cautious in a good way. I think, other than that, Neji-san, you better be careful on that end, okay? It's more towards like the way, you've been, like, it's kind of funny the last time when I do your reading, is like you would have someone after you, but you also kind of like unaware of it. Yeah, I remember, that was the reading I did for you last time, right? You don't remember, and I remember. Okay, go and think carefully, and then I think you should have a good life. If not, you'll be helping me doing this love. Okay. Well, technically on my end now, I just need to make sure that I need to finish this cutscene. Not sure how much more to go. And thank you for the path, but I just need to make sure I need to finish something else. Freaking late.
ずっと気を失ってたからな。お腹ペコペコだろ。何か食べるか？なんで泣いてるんだ？今はいつ？私いつって今は夜だぞ。準々決勝が終わってから1日経ったところだな。オイラたちがクライノとヤフォダのバトルを見てたら、突然お前が飛び出してクライノの腕を掴んでそのまま倒れちまったんだ。覚えてないのか？いろんな光景が頭の中に流れ込んできたんです。これからの試合とか、もっと先のこととか、人生の最後を迎えて、この世界に別れを告げなきゃいけない自分の姿も、楽しかった瞬間も、苦しかった時のことも、すごくリアルで、どう表現すればいいのかわかりませんが、とにかくとても怖かったです。
The hell we did have open. Need to display a similar ability. But this have to do with her. Perhaps she knows.
そうだな。暗いのに触れた途端にお前は気を失ったんだ。あいつ妙なことを言ってたし、絶対何か知ってるはずだぜ。でも本当に探しに行くのか？もし接触したらまた。
We could trigger more of the dreams.
前にスペランザで子供の頃の話をしましたよね。でも実は言いづらくて話せなかったことがあるんです。子供の頃の私は今ほど明るくなくて勇敢でもありませんでした。人間の両親に 本当のことを話す決心がつくまで何日も眠れないことがあったんです。それを打ち明けるとどうなるか本心ではよく分かってました。それでも私はこう言ってほしかったんです。リンネア、たとえ私たちの本当の子供じゃなくても愛しているよと。そんなことはありえないって心の底では知ってたんですけどね。彼らには実の子供がいて、私にも生みの親がいる。いつまでも騙し続けることはできません。だから怖くてたまらなくても、誰からも見放される子になるかもしれなくても、勇気を振り絞って二人に打ち明けたんです。それが正しいことだと思ったから。たとえいい結果につながらなくても、私は自分の選択を信じます。暗いのに会いに行きます。リンネア、とは言ってみたものの、彼女はどこにいるんでしょう。次の試合まで待たなきゃいけないんでしょうか。アグアラ、お前、暗いのがどこにいるか知ってるのか？
One has to follow. I don't want to follow if possible.
彼女の匂いを覚えてるの？すごい。ありがとう、アグアラ。よし、覚悟はできました。思い立ったら即行動です。早速出発しましょう。
I'm probably now able to do this now as much as I want to continue. I'm going to just AFK here first. And then gonna do it tomorrow. I mean, in a way, I gotta push my time limit in a way, so probably gonna do it tomorrow once I can do it, and hopefully able to go with it because I'm already reaching my limit especially after the tarot card reading. So as much as I want to continue, I think best is tomorrow. If everything done correctly, I think afternoon, once I bet, I should be able to do a live stream, and I think that should be alright, at least from how I look at it. But other than that, for now, I can't really continue playing, especially more towards like I really need the sleep already. So that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys again at the next video or live stream, hopefully afternoon. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day. お疲れ。Bye bye.